This interesting light. That's because it's cloudy. And that's much better, actually, without the sun streaming in different directions. I can hear Mark. I've just come out here to vlog, and he's watching a film. I thought, I'll just come out here and vlog. I can hear him sorting himself out. I bet he's coming out to water. Um, so I didn't have burger. I had surf and turf. The sample version, which was the smaller version. I nearly thought I'd go for the bigger version, but I'm pleased I didn't because it was quite big. Really lovely pork ribs. Not how I've eaten ribs before, but then I'm not an eater of ribs. But really thick lumps of very tender pork. Quite a bit of fat on one, which I could cut off. And big prawns. They meant to have 3. I had 4. I think they put an extra one on because we did wait for quite a while for our food today, which is very unusual at the Gaston. And since we're regulars there, I think that they, sort of thought they ought to make up for the fact, even though we didn't complain about waiting, they knew we'd been waiting. Are you too close again? I wish you wouldn't do that. That's better. As we walked from the car park, I stopped filming, didn't I, when we got into the car park? As we walked from the car, you're walking through the market, or half of the market, and there was a clothes stall that had got some really nice, quite thin linen type tops, in nice bright printed colours. I thought, well, they look nice. I looked at them, thought, that looks like that might fit me. They'd got it in an orange and in blue and in other colours. So I had a look and I thought, oh, I'm going to get, that looks nice. I held it up against me because I wanted to make sure it was going to be long enough to come below my belly. Held it up against me. I thought, oh, yeah, that'll be all right. I said to the guy, what size? And he said, it's just, it's one size. It's like all sizes fit all, but they don't fit me. I should know that. I should know that. So, of course, I got it home. And as soon as I got it home, went to put it on, started to put it on. I think that's not going to fit. Took it off. So I shall give it to Vicky on Tuesday and she can put it on Vinted. It was only €20, but it's a shame because it was nice. I bought the orange one. Did I just say that? I just fancied something, a different colour. So, yeah. It's quite fresh out here. There are storms forecast for tomorrow now. Maybe some rain in the night. It's actually quite cool. I've turned the fan off. I'd got the fan on me in there, but I've turned it off because it's got a bit cool. I put medicine on Jazz's foot again today. This afternoon, late afternoon, and it went both sides of her foot onto the ground. It was below her because she was out the back on the grass. But actually, I pointed out where it was and she licked it up. So it must taste quite nice. So she licked it up. She probably thinks it's a treat. It's far less traumatic for me and for her, I think, than having a syringe shoved in your mouth. So I'm quite pleased about that. So I shared, didn't I? I shared a photo of Joe's present, and I was just looking through the site, the Cloverdale Glass. I think it's Cloverdale Glass Studio. It's in Kent. I was just looking through that. She makes some lovely stuff, and I've actually got a piece of her stuff that Joe bought me several years ago, of a lady, a small, a sort of lady in a purple dress. And Joe bought me that several years ago from the same person. So she does some really nice stuff. I've just been watching, and for those of you that are interested in motorsport or that sort of thing, Phil, my son, who is Tom Lee RC, he did has just uploaded a vlog that he did, a video that he did. He went to Goodwood Festival of Speed for 3 days last week. I think he went Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and did some really good filming there. So it's he makes good videos, obviously, and he's my son, so I would say that, but he does make good videos. So if any of you are interested in motorsport or RC cars or classic vintage cars, you can have a look at that. What was it really? I haven't got a lot to say. There was, yes, Of course, I've got lots to say. I forget. I come out here and I forget. Um, Thinking about the vascular dementia. Oh, sorry, I've given it away now. The vascular insufficiency can also be linked to vascular dementia, um, which is again vascular insufficiency. So it's like the lifestyle. I looked at the lifestyle. What would cause vascular dementia? What could cause vascular dementia? And it talks about lifestyle, diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, sedentary, smoking. I know that the poison orange man doesn't smoke, but he's sedentary. All of the air travel will not be helping his legs. Um, Obesity. He eats all the wrong food. I think he lives on Diet Coke. I'm sure he's diabetic. He has to be. If Mark's diabetic, the poison orange man has to be diabetic. Um, so all of those things can cause vascular insufficiency, and vascular insufficiency isn't just in your legs; it's vascular insufficiency around your body. So it could be that his massive responses to things, his very disinhibited responses to stuff, and his late night truth social posts that are massively angry, um, could be down to his brain, um, to a dementia. You know, sort of as you get dementia, you become more disinhibited. You're less, you know, you're not holding back the bits that, not that he does hold back anyway, but you know, you're not holding up back the stuff that you don't, you know, the things you don't say out loud. You know, there are no brakes on. You're just off. So yeah, I'm fascinated to see how things pan out. I do hope, for all of you that this awful period that you've been going through is about to end. You know, you've been stuck in it now since 20th of January, or was it the 6th? 6th of January, February, March, April, May, June, July. 6 months, which has felt like hell, hasn't it? And I'm sure for many of you it's felt far longer than 6 months. I know that in the early days, you know, the commentators that I was watching were reeling, saying, oh, it feels so much longer because so much was happening. You know, so much was happening. Actually, all of that has stopped, hasn't it, and slowed down, and there is stuff happening, but he's not firing off executive orders in the way that he was. He's not, you know, you haven't got Musk there in the background, and they've become enemies now. You know, that's not going to go down well. And Musk says that Trump is in the Epstein files. Not that any of us ever thought he wasn't. I shared something on Blue Sky earlier from C6. Is it C6 Steve? I don't know whether it is C6 Steve who does like collages. We've done a collage of the state visit. So he's at there's one of the, you know, the royal coaches, and you've got Prince Andrew sitting in it, someone else who I don't recognise, and Trump with his back to you, with big orange suit on with nonce written on the back. Very clever. Oh, it's not C6 Steve. C6 Steve is a guy that sings. I think he's a bluegrass singer. C6 Steve. Well, you know what I mean. I'm 70, you know, I can't remember everything. So yeah, it's going to be interesting in the Chinese sense of the word. And I shall just keep watching and reading and seeing what people are saying. And who is it? Stephen Colbert is a is he a comedian, and is he on the Late Late Show? I don't know because I don't watch it. Has been had his contract ended, or his contract's not going to be renewed. And he's a comedian, and that just goes to show that your media is also being controlled and shut down by the government. So somebody that is telling a truth as a comedian is now not having their contract renewed. I'm going to say it's a slippery slope, but you're already sliding down that slippery slope. But yeah, it's not good. That it really isn't good. There should be outrage, and there isn't. People are worrying about where he's going to go and work next. It's not about that. It's about the is it CNN? Is it CNN? I don't know. Remember, I don't know. I'm not American, but it shows that they are kowtowing to your regime, your government, and that's not good. Anyway, I'm going to go in now. He didn't come out to do the watering. I'm going to do it myself, and I'll talk to you again without my new orange top on. Very disappointed about that, but I should know better. Okay, see you later. Au revoir.